Yes, YouTube, we are back again for another banger of video. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about abs. More specifically, how to actually reveal them, how to actually build them effectively. Now, I haven't always had decent abs. I say I've got okay abs at the moment, like I am relatively lean. So many people get confused about what they actually need to do to build their abs and what they need to do to reveal their abs. This video is going to absolutely crush that dispute. The information that I'm giving you in this video is practical. It's my experience over the past 8 years of my training and what has actually allowed me to reveal my abs to a decent standard and actually build them as well. Because when I first started training, my abs weren't as blocky as they are now. Again, I've not got huge abs, but they're decent, they're there, they're definitely visible. So if you are someone who's struggling to build their abs or you've been trying and nothing's really working, this video, it's going to be a godsend for you. So stick around, make sure you are listening to it and taking the advice on board. So let's get into the video. Now, everyone wants abs, but I see so many people just focusing on the wrong things, or they're doing the wrong things, and they're not really seeing any results, but they continue to do the same thing and repeat the same cycle. If you are doing something and it's not working, I know Albert Einstein said, doing the same thing and expecting different results is insanity. So if you're trying something and it's not working, do something else. Switch something up, try something else, do something new. See if you can get a different result. So before we actually get into the ab building, let's talk about revealing your abs. So let's talk about diet. To see our abs and to actually build some decent abs, we need to actually reveal them, which essentially means that we need to be a low enough body fat percentage for our abs or abdominal muscles to be pushing against the skin of our belly. Now, if you're carrying lots of body fat over the top of your abs, it's going to be very, very hard for your abs to actually be built and to be pushed through the skin and protrude so that they're actually visible. So with your diet, some very, very basic rules. Hit 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, have 40 to 50 grams of healthy fats every day, coming from things like dark chocolate, avocado, whole eggs, olive oil, and then fill the rest of your calories with carbs. Have a daily step goal regimen. Do some zone 2 cardio sessions every single week, and then track your body weight. Ensure that your body weight is heading down by at least 1% every single week. Do that consistently over a period of time, and your body fat levels will begin to drop, and then they may be at a point where abs are poking through a little bit, and once the body fat is nice and low, it's just a case of doing the right things inside the gym to actually help build them abs so that they can protrude more and more through the skin. They can become more visible, more blocky, however you want them. Now, when it comes to building abs, this is something that I do see quite a lot. People doing circuits where they do 10, 15 different exercises. They do one exercise for 7 seconds, and then they have a 22-second rest, and then they do the next exercise for 15 seconds. You don't need to do that. The abs are the same as any other muscle on your body. If you want it to grow and you want to build it, you need to just apply progressive overload over time. So lift more weight, do more reps, or improve your form. And if you can do that consistently, and you are pushing the weight up and you're doing more reps, the muscle has no other choice but to actually grow. So don't do circuits. You only need 2 exercises to actually build your abs extremely effectively. So we need 2 exercises to target 2 separate parts of the abs. So we've got the lower abs that we want to target. We've also got the upper abs. Yes, the middle abs are there, but they will be targeted through both movements. So let's have a little look at the lower abs first. Essentially, we want a movement where we are going to bring our hips and curl our hips in towards our stomach or in towards our chest, whichever is easiest for you to remember. So, for example, for the lower abs, I like to do a hanging knee raise, or we can do a hanging leg raise, or if that's a little bit too hard, you can do a body supported knee raise. If that's a little bit too easy, you can do a body supported leg raise. Like, there are lots of different tiers and different movements that you can do that go up gradually in terms of difficulty. So if you are a beginner, you're just starting to train your abs, I would do a lying leg raise. Nice and simple, nice, easy. You can just work your way up in terms of reps and sets. And when that becomes a little bit too easy, hop into the captain's chair, so something that's going to support your body, and you can do some knee raises. Once you've maxed out the knee raises, hop onto leg raises, and then you can hang. The important thing here is to eliminate all momentum. It's very easy when doing these lower ab movements to let momentum do the work and to let your body swing. But for you to fully activate and isolate the lower abs as much as we possibly can, you need to ensure that you are taking your time with your movements. You're not rushing, and by doing that, you are going to keep your actual torso and your abdominals still. It's not going to be swinging. You are going to be really effectively targeting those lower abs, which is exactly what we want. Now, for the other area of our abs, so to target the upper abs, essentially you want to do the opposite of what you did for the lower abs. So rather than think that you're trying to curl your hips up towards your stomach or up towards your chest, you're essentially trying to bring your chest down in towards your hips. Now, something else that's important to know with these movements, especially the upper abs, you don't want any momentum again, and it's quite a technical movement. So the two sorts of movements that we want to focus on are spinal extension, so arching your spine as much as we possibly can to help elongate and lengthen the abs, and then spinal flexion, so curling your spine round in towards a C shape to help us fully contract and shorten the pecs. If you can nail those two movements whilst controlling the weight and ensuring that your hips and your legs aren't moving, you will be absolutely golden, and you will feel your pecs, and over time they will grow and become bigger and become more prominent, and before you know it, absolutely shredded to the gills, and you'll have some cheese grater abs. So just to show you as an example, again, I'm going to go through a model rep here. So it doesn't really matter too much where your knees are, as long as you can keep the weight stable. But from here, you want to grab the rope or grab the straight bar. You can use a straight bar, put it behind your head. So from here, starting position, you want to elongate, extend your spine as much as you possibly can to lengthen the abs, and then as you curl your spine inwards, notice how my torso stays still. I'm not bobbing up and down. You actually want to breathe out. And by doing that, you're just going to allow yourself to actually contract those abs that much harder. Just going to allow you to squeeze every bit and ounce of tension out of that movement. Now then, peeps, just to finish off, so with the abs, I mean, you can train them 3 to 4 times per week, no bother. They're only relatively small muscle groups, so it doesn't really take too much time for them to recover. Me at the moment, obviously, I'm quite deep into my cut, quite deep into my shred. I'm training them 4 times a week. I can handle it, it's okay on my recovery, and again, the more you train them with quality volume and pushing them to failure with intensity, the more they're going to grow, and I want my abs to be sticking out a little bit more. So that's going to wrap up this video, people. Hopefully there is everything you need in there. Hopefully you've gotten everything you need to actually program some good ab training for yourself. If any of you have got any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. That's going to wrap up for this video, so drop me a like, drop me a comment, drop me a sub, and I will catch you people in the next one.